You ever feel that pull in two totally different directions? Like one part of you is all about achieving, conquering, just doing more, while this other part of you just wants to be still. Well, today we're going to dive into an idea that sees this whole internal battle as a story of two cosmic siblings. It's a journey to find your true self, and it all starts right now.
So inside every single one of us, you've got these two competing forces. On one side, you have infinity. Now, this is the voice of our modern day hustle culture, right? It's restless. It's always chasing that next thing, constantly whispering more, more, more. That's basically the ego talking. But then on the other side, you have eternity, and she's calm, she's present, and she's totally rooted in the simple act of being. This is your true self, and it knows deep down that you are already enough just as you are.
And that really gets us to the core question of this whole explainer. Who are you really when you strip away all the achievements, the crazy to-do lists, and the job titles? Who are you when you finally just stop?
Okay, so let's get to know that restless part of ourselves a little better, this infinity mindset. This is the part of us that's convinced our value is tied to our productivity. You know that feeling, that productivity guilt, that little nagging voice that says if you aren't constantly doing something, you're somehow not worthy. Yeah, that's infinity.
See, infinity looks at life like it's this giant, all-you-can-eat buffet of experiences. It wants a taste of everything. Climb Mount Everest, go live in a monastery, become a world-famous drummer. And it's not just about being ambitious, right? It's deeper than that. It's this deep-seated fear of missing out. The main goal is simple: avoid boredom no matter what. But here's the interesting part. That frantic chase for something new, it's usually just a way to avoid silence, to avoid having to actually sit with ourselves. And this is where eternity just kind of steps in with a completely different point of view. When she says there is nothing new under the sun, it's not supposed to be a downer, not at all. It's a powerful reminder that it doesn't really matter what you're doing on the outside if your internal world is a mess. Real change, real transformation, it comes from changing who you are, not just the scenery around you. Okay, to really get a grip on this, the source material gives us this brilliant thought experiment. It's a kind of parable, and it perfectly lays out the whole journey from living a life run by your ego to finally discovering who you truly are. So just imagine this for a second. You've done it. You are officially the greatest drummer on the entire planet. You've got all the fame, all the success you ever dreamed of. But there's a catch. You have to keep drumming every single day for over 1,000 years. What do you think that would do to a person? So let's break this down. For the first 100 years or so, you're riding this incredible high, right? You're fueled by your ego, by building your legacy. But fast forward to year 700, and you're just burnt out, completely exhausted. You've achieved it all. There are literally no more goals to chase. And this is where the ego starts to starve. And that's when the magic happens. For those last 300 years, with absolutely nothing left to prove, you finally learn to just drum, to just be present in that simple act itself. And that right there is the bingo moment. Your true self isn't some prize you win or something you achieve. It's what's left over. It's the part of you that's still there when all the shiny labels, the ambitious goals, and the endless distractions are finally stripped away. So the story shows us what happens when that noisy ego finally quiets down. But what's left behind? What exactly is this true self we're talking about? Let's actually define it. To put it simply, your true self is your authentic essence. I like to think of it as this shining light inside of you. It's that part of your awareness that can just watch your thoughts, your feelings, your ambitions, watch them all come and go without getting totally swept away by the drama. It's the calm center of the storm. And this true self has three main qualities. First, it's totally independent. It doesn't need a fancy car or a bunch of likes on social media to feel worthy. Second, it's ever present. It isn't waiting for the weekend or for retirement to finally be happy. It lives right here in the now. And third, it's the ultimate witness. It just observes your life unfolding without all that harsh judgment. All right, so most of us don't have 1,000 years to figure this out, right? So here are 3 super practical ways you can start connecting with your true self today. First, practice just drumming. Pick a simple mundane task like washing the dishes and just do it. No music, no podcasts, just your full attention on the task. Second, try the legacy test. Ask yourself, would I still be doing this if nobody ever knew I did it? And finally, embrace the silence. Seriously, just 10 minutes a day with no distractions. Just sit there. Watch your restless mind do its thing, and pretty soon you'll start to feel the one who's watching.
So, what's the end game here? Are we supposed to quit our jobs and just go meditate on a mountain all day? Nope, not at all. The real goal is all about integration, a kind of beautiful harmony. So look, the real takeaway is this. The goal is not to stop drumming. It's not to stop living or achieving things. The goal is to live your life to the fullest, but to do it with one part of you just calmly watching. It's about having your active, infinity self out there in the world while your observant, eternity self acts as the steady, peaceful anchor. And this all brings us to a really profound conclusion. In the end, it's not about how many things we cross off our bucket list, but the quality of our attention to them. Because, ultimately, presence is the ultimate proof you have lived. That is the real measure of a life well lived.
Which leaves us with one final question for you to chew on. When you strip away all the goals, all the titles, and all the need for approval, what's your drumming? What's that simple, essential thing in your life where you can just be completely and totally present?